Hello, I'm John Larson, Chief Executive Officer of the National Association of Conservation Districts. Thanks for joining me. A couple of things I want to share with you in relationship to just actions and activities in Washington, D.C. One was an announcement by the Secretary of Agriculture last week of the Regional Conservation Partnership Program project recipients. And we were very pleased to see that out of the over 600 very competitive proposals, that over 100 were chosen, and of those, over 200 conservation districts were specifically mentioned as partners, if not the lead, but as a substantial partner to the implementation. And I think it goes without saying that we also recognize the fact that all of these projects will be implemented in a conservation district, so they will be working with these producers, maybe not directly on the project, but in that same capacity as that local assistance that they provide. So we're very happy with the fact that USDA has seen the value of and is still committed to and understands the value of that local delivery system. I think that is demonstrated by the number of districts involved and by the quality work that you do, because there is trust and confidence that obviously has been placed in the selection of these projects. There were a number of events that were held around the country last week, and it was gratifying to hear that many state associations and their leadership were involved in those. At NACD we had President-elect Lee McDaniel participate in an announcement in Maryland for a project that will be done in the Chesapeake Bay watershed. I think that, again, when we look at the ability of this new Regional Conservation Partnership Program to really leverage private and other funding with federal funding, it's an opportunity that districts need to be involved in. It's an opportunity, again, to provide assistance to private landowners to implement conservation. So USDA is expected to open up the 2016 round in the spring of 2015. So as we learn more, we'll be sure to keep you up to date on the opportunity to participate. We've also been working very closely on comments to different programs that have come out of the 2014 Farm Bill. And one of those programs is the Conservation Stewardship Program, CSP. We have put in comments that really ask for USDA to maintain the equality and fairness of the program, so that producers are equally available to not only implement new practices, but to also get credit for their stewardship and the practices that they've already implemented and are maintaining the conservation benefits from. Because we know that it's critically important that not only is it just implementation, but it's the maintenance of and the continuing management utilizing those practices that really puts conservation on the ground. So we have been part of a recent coalition that submitted comments that was approved by NRCD's grassroots leadership. We think that NRCS is doing everything they can to make sure that there is that equality of early adopters along with wanting to do new practices that producers may want to implement. The final thing that I would like to share with you is that we are right on the final days before we leave for New Orleans and the 2015 NACD Annual Meeting. We're extremely excited to be headed down south. We had a great lineup of events planned, tours, workshops, breakout sessions, and an incredible district share fair where you're going to be able to see districts really highlighting their success stories from around the country. And again, this year, a live auction that is just one of the best that I've seen as far as donations that support your national association. Our general session speakers will include a very close friend of NACD, former CEO and current Deputy Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, USDA, Krista Harden. Super excited to have Krista at this meeting. We will also have the opportunity to hear from Major General Michael Weir, and he is the commander of the Mississippi Valley Division of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So really look forward to hearing from Major General Weir. Also, Jay Darden, the Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana, of course, the Chief of NRCS, Jason Weller, and also we'll have the former Chief of NRCS, Dave White, Strategic Advisor Consultant to NACD, on the program to share some of his perspectives too. Along with that, we're going to have a panel of federal agencies that are going to talk about conservation delivery and the value of the local conservation district in assisting them with implementing their directives as a federal agency. Department of Defense, Environmental Protection Agency, U.S. Forest Service, along with the Bureau of Land Management. Also, we're trying something new. We're going to host a special youth day in partnership with NRCS that's really going to highlight the ability for these young people going into and part of a college learning environment of what conservation, whether that's agriculture, forestry, just natural resources in general, what career opportunities exist both in the government and the private sector. And so with that, we're going to have a very interactive session, networking opportunity for those young adults to come in and really learn about opportunities. This year is also one of those transition years. We're going to be saying thank you to our current officer team and especially to our President Earl Garber from Louisiana, who has just done a fantastic job of leading this organization. It's not too late. You can still register on site. We have what I consider to be, in the 4 years that I've been CEO here at NACD, probably our best to date lineup of just overall opportunities, from the breakouts, the listening session that we're going to have with USDA on CSP, just the wide spectrum of opportunities to participate in conservation and the local delivery system. It's going to be an incredible week and event. So if you have the chance, we hope you can join us. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down and view this video. And hopefully I'll see you in New Orleans.